Okay. All right. Thank you, Edgar, for meeting me again.
Well, we'll go in and finish our tour with the young man.
With the young man. Thank you.
See that he can have a tour.
Thank you, Edgar. Regarding free, I've been informing you for about 1.5 years now about free. You've been, very active as an advisor to us. We've had interactions with Dr. Rudy Shields quite often, and I've just told you about the proposed restructuring. We've gone over the details of it,
Okay.
and you informed me that you are very supportive of it. I also informed you that Dr. Rudy Shields is going to be the new director of it, and I also told you that that if we could name the organization after your name, to honor your legacy, and it would be known as the Dr. Edgar Mitchell Foundation for Research into Extraterrestrial Encounters.
Very kind of you to do that.
Thank you. And you've told me that you have accepted it. And I informed you that it was, an idea of Dr. Rudy Shields and myself to honor you with that legacy. And at first you were a little reserved because of naming it after you, but you did tell me that you would endorse it.
That's very kind of you. Thank you very much, Ray.
Thank you, Edgar. No, it's an honor. It's our honor. I also stated that we need to raise some funds for this new organization, which will now be known as the Dr. Edgar Mitchell Foundation for Research into Extraterrestrial Encounters, and that it will be an academic research institute focused on studying consciousness studies and how it relates to contact with non-human intelligent beings. And we went over a lot of those details of this future research, and you were very supportive of that. And so you said that you would try to help us, some letters, some emails to certain potential funders, and possibly get some other academics involved with free, especially those that are focused on consciousness studies, neurologists, psychologists, etc. The folks at IONS, at the Institute for Noetic Sciences, which I'm sure you know very well, to try to reach out to them. And Rudy as well, because he wants to be able to work with you jointly to do this.
We'll help make it work.
Okay, thank you, Edgar. And do you have any sort of statements to the audience, free to the other directors that you normally would not be speaking to daily?
Well, I think what I can say that is the most important here is that as we have learned more about the universe that we live in, and we expand out and see the enormity of all of the universe, and it's recognizing, from my point of view at least, that we're just one grain of sand on a huge beach that represents all of living systems, the cosmological point of view, that we're just one grain of sand on a huge beach of living systems. And it extends to infinity as far as we can tell. And our old notion of the Big Bang causing it all is now kind of an archaic notion. But it is a thought along the way of trying to understand our place in the larger scheme of things, and recognizing that there's many systems throughout all of life and throughout all of nature that goes on and on and on, and how far we don't really know at this point. But the extent of living systems and planets and star systems and galaxies is just beyond count at this point. And it's amazing that in our lifetimes we're starting to see the expansion and understanding of this enormity of this issue, that we're just, as I say, just one grain of sand on a huge beach.
And that's just as one beach.
That's just one beach.
Correct. And the quantum hologram theory that you have been, a proponent and articulating and writing scientific articles for many years, suggests that there might be many beaches out there, almost an infinite amount of beaches. Could you please comment on that?
Yes, and we don't really know. We don't really know the extent of this. We do not know. I mean, it's incomprehensible to us at this point in time that there are intelligent systems extending infinitely in all directions in the universe, or even the universe is plural. And by other universe, I suggest that maybe there are laws of physics that are different.
That we just don't understand yet.
In those universes than the laws of physics in our universe, and we don't really know about that at this point.
Correct. And even then, our understanding of our own physical universe
it is still very limited.
Just on the debate of consciousness.
Very,
I mean,
very limited.
has anyone come up with a reasonable explanation of what is consciousness?
No, it's just the awareness, the fact that we are aware and can be aware, and it extends down to the level of all matter, even in plants and in living in more animal systems, and we really understand that runs through all. We're beginning
Sure.
to understand that runs through all species and the types of living systems. The fact that we're connected and in some way conscious, or some way aware. Well, awareness is about a bottom rung of consciousness.
And Rupert Sheldrake is a classic example, his work of that.
Working in the animal kingdom.
Correct. And even then, there's speculation that even non-animals might have some consciousness. Non-animals, plants and...
Plants,
yeah.
Plants do have awareness too.
Yeah.
That we're already aware of. But we can say that, but we really don't understand.
Don't understand it, correct, correct. Now, Edgar, another question. One of the preliminary results from our study, as I informed you, we have 600 questions in our two questionnaires.
Yeah.
And we're going to be amplifying that in terms of focusing on various hypotheses on the relationships of the various modalities of contact with non-human sentient beings.
Yeah.
I told you about NDEs, for example, looking at that relationship. But out of those 600 questions, we've had 1,200 individuals respond in English, like we went over some of that information. And in Spanish, I also told you that just recently, over the last month, we've gotten 300 people to respond to it. But one aspect that strikes out just quite clearly, that very large percent, depending on the question, from 70 to 90% of the responders, believe that these ETs are somehow related with pre-birth spirit world and post-death spirit world. Like somehow they're connected to consciousness and our creator.
Well, we do not have good, solid evidence for all of this, but it's projection, it is theoretical structure. We simply do not know at this point if consciousness extends beyond our living system here, and how it extends, if it extends. All of these are proper subjects for the future, and to go like Dr. Evan Alexander has gone and
come back
and suggest that there is life after death, or contact or connection after death, awareness after death, and what all of that means. This is good research for the future.
Correct, and that's the type of work that...
that's the type of work that we're proposing, and you're proposing here.
Yeah, and Dr. Rudy Shields and all the other members of our committee.
Yeah.
It's sort of taking it to the next step.
Yeah. And hopefully, if it goes on beyond life as we understand it, that will be interesting to show and to prove, and to understand the ramification of life beyond death as we understand it.
Now, Doctor, Edgar, if you could do me a favor, like any institution that's building up, we're going to be needing funding to pay for our website, for our research. We have a software program that we're paying for. So now we're not requesting tons of money, but just some basic money to initiate our research. Could you sort of make an argument to a potential funders that what we're trying to do in this newly established organization, FREE, soon to be named after your legacy, that it's a worthwhile organization to contribute funds to, and that you personally know of Dr. Rudy Shields and you can vouch for his integrity?
I can certainly do. And even the other scientists at Harvard who've been working along these lines, I'm blocking on names right now.
Yes, yes. The members in our group, Dr. John Climo, Dr. Rudy Shields, and the members that we're trying to attract into FREE at this point. Yes, sir.
There's a lot of scientists that are very interested in this approach, and we will make more of it as we go along here, and open up some more doors that need to be opened, and to understanding exactly more ramifications of consciousness and mind and awareness and connection in the different forms that clearly exist, but we don't understand right now.
So FREE is going to opening the door a little bit more, so so we're able to understand a little bit more.
Let's hope that's what happens.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Thank you very much, Edgar. Thank you for your continued support.
Okay, let's go in and see how our young guests are doing out there.
Thank you, Edgar.